Hi all, welcome to my new little vlog here. Hopefully you're all well and happy, everyone. So I'm just going to continue on making my pure bespoke waistcoat. That's part of a three-piece bespoke suit I'm making for a client of mine. So the pockets are in now, and I'll just put some holding stitches to hold the canvas, which we use in the real world of bespoke. We never ever use fusible interfacings, which some tailors do, but it's not the real bespoke way, and it's kind of, as I said before, it's pretty much frowned upon in the bespoke world. Now, so I'll put the canvas back on now. So as I said, the welt pocket's in, totally finished. And now the next stage is I've put the canvas back on, and now I've cut away 2 seams of the canvas. Now you can see, got just cut a little fraction more here. So you basically just cut about 2 seams away, because you don't want to, when you turn, because we're going to put a piece of facing on now, you don't want this bulky when it turns through. So if that canvas was at the edge, it'd be bulky. You don't want that at all. So you have, everything's got to be streamlined. So we trim that away, 2 seams roughly, and around the armhole as well. And then what I do is I cut some strips of lining out. I use this in one of my beautiful waistcoats. This is a Benberg Cupro cotton. It looks like silk, and it's not, but it's pure cotton. Anyway, we cut this on the bias and straight grain. Sometimes we'll cut it on the bias because you've got to shape it around the curves of the waistcoat. And we just place it, you can see, we just place it on the, virtually near the edge, virtually right on the edge. And we cut this around 3/4 of an inch, so it overlaps the canvas. And I'll base this down, and then we actually put like a herringbone stitch along the edge where it overlaps onto the canvas. Now some tailors will actually use this, they'll use an edge tape. This is a fusible edge tape. I used to use this, but one of my Savaro tailors frowned upon this, so he told me not to use this. So I mean, you know, each to their own, some tailors. But in the real bespoke, when you're making expensive waistcoats, I think Savaro charge about £2,000 for a waistcoat now. I charge just under £1,000, but it's a lot of work, you know. The waistcoat virtually like making a jacket without the sleeves and the collar, basically, you know. So it's a lot of work involved as well in waistcoat making. Well, the real bespoke waistcoat making. So what I do is put the lining in. Now, some tailors I think Savaro use kind of a linen tape as well. But one of my Savaro tailors is as I said before, is one of the best tailors in the world. He showed me this way, and this is using lining cut on the bias. Now, sometimes if I want to stabilize the edge down the front, I will cut the lining on the straight grain, so that will stabilize it more. And also a tip of the day, some of you, if during the fitting you've got a gaping neckline, which I'm going to quickly show you here. Let me just, anyway, I'll show you another time about the gaping, because this is not about gaping necklines, but sometimes on the clients it will gape. And what you can do is, the tricks of the trade we do in this, I did do a little video about this earlier. You cut a piece of lining about 3/8 of an inch, a very narrow tape, but on the straight grain. And then on the edge, you machine it down on the neckline, right on edge, and you pull it, and you machine and pull the tape as you pull it, and that actually gathers up a little bit. It will gather it in, and you shrink it out with an iron afterwards. But so you do that, you base that first, and then you shrink it, and then you stitch it afterwards. That will gather it in, and it'll fit flat close to the body that comes down the chest, and you draw that in. We call that drawing it in. So little tip of the day for you there, if you get gaping necklines, especially plunging necklines going down. So I'm going to place this on now, and then I'm going to just base that, and I'm going to narrow stitch that, and then afterwards I will get back to you. But another little tip of the day, we always use our jacket or our waistcoats as our template, and our trousers when we're cutting all our facings out and our zip facings. I'll do some more about that later on. So I've used this now to cut my facings out. So here's my facings here, and you can see it's cut exactly out to the edge. I've put a facing on the bottom on the hem here. You can see it's exactly cut out. So we will put our waistcoat, our front edge, onto the fabric. We get the edge here and we'll actually cut around it exactly, and then that's how we create our facings. And that's, so always remember that. So I know a lot of these people follow commercial patterns and they've got different facings and this and that, and they get stuck with it because fabric's malleable, it stretches and whatever it does. So just get your template. You can use your jacket, your waistcoat, and go around the edge to get your facing. Okay, so that's a little tip of the day for you there. So I'm just going to carry on with this now. I'll get back to you on the next stage, everyone. So enjoy yourself, and I'll see you very, very soon. So ciao for now.